Hey everyone, I am doing my end of the month for December. Yeah, so good things and bad things. The income was more, $2,634. Normally it's not that much, but it wasn't enough. I was still a little bit short. And I did get lucky because some stuff I was under for the food and the gas, so that kind of made up for it. But yeah, so one thing I need to do is I need to refigure out how much my monthly bills are. I did that back in like August or September, but it's changed because bills have went up. So the electric, that's $46 for December. January is like 55, 56, something like that. Guess that. It's about $40. It's now $99. There was a couple of days where I thought that I had the temperature at 65 in the house, or I thought I had it at 62 and I really had it at 65. I was wondering, like, man, I'm not really feeling, chilly. Well, that was why. Because usually what I do is I'm sitting a lot for my work. So what I do is I have a little space heater that's nearby me. And then that way I don't have to put the temperature up for the gas in the house because, then it costs more money. And then another bill that went up was the insurance. That was almost 79. Now it's like almost 83, which, isn't too bad. But, yeah, and then the internet, I need to still work on that to get that down. The phone, I need to do that on a day where I'm not going to really be expecting people to contact me. Because I read when I switch it over, because I'm going to be switching companies, there might be like 2 hours where, like, I don't remember, I might not be able to call out, or they might not be able to call me, something like that. And I do have a couple of questions for, in regards to that, so I need to follow up with that. I meant to do it on Sunday, and I went to go do it, and then I realized that the place was closed. I did not know they were closed on Sunday, so. But yeah, so even though I had a really good income this month, it just wasn't enough. And some of these will be going down a little bit. Well, this won't be going down, but like registration, that'll be going down to $25 a month, because then I'll be able to do it for a whole year instead of what I accidentally did. And was I was like, oh, I forgot to put that in my budget. So I put it in my budget late. I think it was August or something like that. And then I was like, oh, now I have to do $60 to play catch up. But yeah, so I'm just going to have to switch a couple of things. And the quickest ones that I can do is the internet and the phone. And then try to, whenever I leave the house, I know I'm going to go over to visit someone or something like that, immediately check to see what I have the heat at. Because there was a couple of days where I ended up spending the night, relatives like grandma and stuff like that. It wasn't planned. And then when I come home, I was like, oh yeah, I had my heat all the way up and no one's here. It doesn't need to be 65, 66. When no one's here, it can be at 60, And then when I'm working, I can just put on my little space heater. It doesn't use that much electric. And sometimes, depending on the prices and stuff, the electric might be cheaper than the gas. Sometimes. Not all the time. But as far as no spend days, I finally made it to 25. I had quite a few days where it wasn't very good at all. I put on the credit cards, which I shouldn't have done. But yeah, some of it was holidays, some of it I was kind of thinking of stuff to do for the winter and stuff. This It's only $2.14. I don't know, people are probably like, $2.14, why are you including that? Well, it was stuff that I did not include in my budget. So $1 of it consists of some books I got from the library for 25 cents. And then I did also include the, was it $1.14, I think it was? Or maybe it was $1.19. Anyways, it's, I'll say $2.20, to be on the safe side, was for the French vanilla hot chocolate. Because it was a splurge. It wasn't on my list. And like today, I made some stuff to take over for once I get off of work for a New Year's Eve party. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go ahead and stop by at the store and get some other snacks besides the ones I made. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to be doing that. I already bought a couple, what was it, back in November, I had gotten all those pretzels to do stuff originally for Christmas, but I didn't have enough time to do it. So I ended up doing it for New Year's instead. So it worked out. And I'm like, no, and I'm not spending more money. Reason why I am going ahead and saying it's a no spend day, because just in just in a few minutes here, I got to get back to work. Right after I get off of work, I am driving over for the New Year's Eve party, staying there. But by the time I get there, it might be the time that the ball is dropping anyways, because I'm working my night shift in. So once I start working my regular shift, I don't go anywhere. I don't order anything. I don't, there's nothing that I need that I don't already have. And most places are closing in my area, I think like at 5 o'clock, if they're not already closed, depending on what type of business they are. But so, yeah, I finally beat the 24 days. I had 25 here, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, well, I didn't. Well, darn, I was all excited. I thought I had 25, but guess not. I only had 24. But it's been a really long time since I've had 24. I looked back, and I think it was back in August or something like that. It's been a couple of months. I've usually gotten 21 days of no spend days, so at least I tied it. I really wish I would have beat that, but there's always next month. And I was looking at the weather, and they're already seeing storms for January. I'm like, no. But yeah, so this is kind of what's done already for January. And you can't really read this. It says, take your dreams seriously. I'm going to try to do 25 no spend days. It needs to be the priority. A new year, new beginnings. Don't overthink it, because sometimes I do. Believe in yourself. Yeah, that's what it says. I can't read it because of the lighting. But yeah. And then what I'm going to try to do is after each month, I'm still going to try to do the 25 days. But if I see that I'm able to consistently at least a few days in a row, or not a few days, a few months in a row to be able to do that, then I'm going to put it up to like 30. Now, I think that, the hardest time that I usually have spending money is during the summer and for the holidays. And I need to redo what I do for the holidays. Usually I forget, and then by the time the summer rolls around, I'm like, oh no, I forgot to budget for the holidays. And some things I thought were going to work for some people, I realized that they already had the gift I was going to get, so then I gave them cash. So, you know, I just need to try to put it in my budget if I'm able to try to do it for the whole year of coming up with gifts or putting money aside, one of the two. But yeah, so just need to redo the budget a little bit. And I'm sure I'm not the only one because, you know, stuff prices have increased. But so far for January, the B of A is bills went down. That was at $586, is $568 now. I don't know what Amex is going to be. That's probably going to still stay the same, like $670 or something like that. But yeah, the gas really went up, and then the electric went up a little bit. And I do know, I do believe the water is going to be going up too. I know off and on they keep on saying there's going to be increases and all this different stuff. Problem that irritates me about some of the electric, it's like half of that is all these fees for different stuff. A local fee and a county fee and delivery fee and all, like, I don't know. So like half of that is even my actual usage. But yeah, so yeah, we'll keep on doing what we've been doing and try to do the overtime. For the overtime, they actually announced overtime for January. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys haven't done this for a couple of months. You finally announced it, that there was overtime. But they only said there's only 16 hours per person. Which I was like, oh, that's not going to work. But yeah, so I'm glad that I went ahead, and I think the first paycheck in January, I'm going to have, I think, 100 hours, but 16 of those are going to be my base pay. So we'll see with that. But I hope everyone has a great New Year's and a great evening. And yeah, take care, everyone.